You know that little jolt of panic you feel when the school rolls out yet another new app or platform? That sinking feeling of, oh great, one more thing I have to master. Well, if that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place.
Yeah, that thought right there, or something pretty close to it, has probably run through the mind of every single dedicated teacher out there. And you know what? It's a totally valid fear when you care so much about doing right by your students. But what if I told you that you don't have to be some kind of tech wizard to feel confident using it? In this explainer, we're going to completely reframe your relationship with technology, turning it from this big, scary obstacle into an ally that actually works for you.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into that overwhelmed feeling. Then we'll redefine what tech savvy even means. After that, I'll give you a simple 3-step action plan. We'll talk about finding your support system. And finally, we'll wrap up with how to make all this stick. Okay, let's dive right in. Because before we can fix the problem, we've got to understand where that whole feeling of tech anxiety actually comes from in the first place. And it really boils down to 3 core things. First, there's that classic fear of messing up in front of a classroom full of students. Then, it's just the sheer volume. There are so many platforms to juggle. And finally, there's that voice in our head comparing ourselves to colleagues who seem to have it all figured out. And this is so important to get. Feeling uncertain about technology doesn't mean you're incapable. Not at all. It just means you're human, and you're adapting to a job that is changing at lightning speed. So the real goal here isn't about proving your competence. It's about building your confidence.
So, with that in mind, let's move on. We are about to completely tear down and rebuild the definition of tech savvy. And trust me, it's probably not what you think it is. This slide right here is the heart of the whole thing. The myth, the lie we've been told, is that being tech savvy means you have to be a perfect expert who knows everything. But the truth? It's so much simpler. It's about being a smart problem solver who uses the right tool for the right job. So instead of trying to learn every little feature of every new program that comes along, you just need a simple filter, a few questions to ask yourself before you invest your precious time. It's really this simple. Ask yourself, will this save me time? Will it get my students more excited to learn? Or will it just make a task I'm already doing a little bit easier? If the answer is yes to any of these, you're on the right track. You're using tech with purpose.
All right, now that we have this new mindset locked in, let's get practical. Here is a totally non-scary action plan to start building up that tech confidence muscle. The whole process is just 3 manageable steps. First, just pick one tool to solve one real problem. Maybe it's finding a faster way to do exit tickets. Second, play around with it when there's no pressure. And third, always connect it back to your why, your teaching goal. And starting small is absolutely the key, because confidence is like a snowball rolling downhill. You get one small win, you master one little tool that makes your life easier, and that success gives you the energy and the courage to try the next thing. And that second step, practicing safely, that's really just a fancy way of saying, give yourself permission to mess up. Seriously. Every tech expert on the planet learned by just clicking around and seeing what would happen. An oops moment isn't a failure, it's just part of the learning process. Now, here's what's really cool about this whole approach. You do not have to do any of this alone. In fact, you really shouldn't. Building confidence is 100% a team sport. Look around you. Your school is full of allies. Find that one teacher who loves this stuff and ask them for help. Join an online group. And hey, don't forget your students. They can be incredible partners in figuring out new tools together. The big takeaway here is that when you learn with other people, that fear factor just shrinks. The pressure lifts when you realize that, hey, we're all just figuring this out together. Okay, so we have our new mindset. We have our action plan. We have our people. Now let's bring it all home and talk about how to make this a lasting, sustainable habit. If you remember nothing else, remember this. You are in the driver's seat. The technology is supposed to serve you. If a tool is causing you more stress than it's worth, you have full permission to drop it. The best tools are the ones that make your life easier, period. And you can make that a reality with this simple little cycle. Just learn one small new thing, try it out in a low-stakes way in your classroom, and then take 30 seconds to think, okay, how did that go? This simple loop is what turns tech from a hurdle into a habit. because ultimately that's what this is all about. Technology is never, ever going to replace the magic that a great teacher brings to the classroom. The goal is just to amplify your impact, to give you back some time, spark your creativity, and help you connect with your students. So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What is one small tech win you can celebrate this week? Maybe you figured out a new shortcut, or you tried a digital activity for the first time. Whatever it is, acknowledge it, because every single one of those small wins is a huge step on your journey to becoming a truly tech-confident teacher.